No boys allowed. Hi guys, welcome back. But if you're new here, it is Ruth with K, and welcome to my channel. On this channel, we'll talk about beauty, skincare, lifestyle, and all of that stuff. So if this is something that you're kind of into or you like to see, then definitely want to subscribe. Also hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video so you don't miss out. So with that being said, let's jump right into today's video. So today I'm going to be talking about things that we should know about our vagina. Things that that we weren't taught in school, that no one told us, but we are learning on our own. Today we're going to be discussing these things. Your vagina needs to breathe. Girls, you need to understand this. Our vagina needs to breathe. Like, they need to let loose once in a while. For most of us, we tend to cover that place up immediately or quickly, like we are ashamed of it. So when we have our bath, I'm very guilty of this. When I have my bath, the first thing I want to do is just to go wear my panties immediately. But now I'm learning to have my bath and wait a while before wearing my pants. I want that place to receive some air, let it breathe. We're always keeping it like in a tight spot. It's always covered, it's always wrapped, always wearing things that to just keep that place in check. But the truth is, they need to breathe. From wearing pants to panty liners to wearing pads to wearing tight underwear. It's a whole lot of things for us guys. It needs to breathe. Have you seen how the male boxers underwears are? They are loose, like they're so big and loose, like they need space to just wiggle around, But for girls, I found out that we just tend to just keep that place covered, like oh, let's cover it up, let's keep it in check. I love to have my bath before going to bed at night, and when I do that, I do not like to wear underwears before going to bed, because I feel like that's the best time to let your vagina breathe. Because when you go about your day, you need to wear your pants, your panty liners, and whatnot, what have you, to go about your day. But at night, you want to let that place just breathe. You're at home. Most of my night wears are gowns. I love to wear gowns as opposed to wearing shorts and all of that, because I feel like with gowns I have space or room for more air to come into my vagina area, so you could just breathe. I know some girls find it very hard to go to bed without their underwears or without their bras, and I'm like, why are you killing yourself now? Although I would not advise you to sleep without underwears if you are not sleeping in a safe place, if you are not at home. If possible, wear skinny jeans with tight belts and kits, because you have to be safe at all times. But if you are in your house, you could just let that place loose, let it breathe. So on the topic of letting your vagina breathe, it's always ideal to wear cotton underwears, cotton panties, because it gives room for air to come in, as opposed when you wear the lacy one and the silk ones. Those ones are actually very sexy, and they're more beautiful. I love those panties as well, but the thing is, those kind of panties don't allow air come in, and then when you start to sweat, everything just get trapped in there. So it's not really ideal to wear silk panties or lacy pants. If the lacy ones are kind of like cotton, then they are okay for you to wear. I want to feel sexy too, but rather comfort over being sexy, because once you are wearing tight clothing, tight jeans, tight underwears, you are going to get prone to yeast infection, and you don't want that for your vagina. You want a healthy vagina. So please guys, always make sure you're not wearing tight clothing all the time, because that place needs to breathe. The second thing is, it is normal for your vagina to have a smell. Girls, do not expect your vagina to smell like roses, strawberries, or petals. It is ridiculous to think that way. Every girl has their own noticeable vaginal odor, even if you practice good hygiene. We're just built this way. A healthy vagina should have its natural scent, but not a foul smell. If your vagina has a foul smell, or you experience itching, burning, increased vaginal discharge, unpleasant odor, then you need to visit your healthcare provider, because it could mean that you have a vaginal infection. So there are so many factors that could cause your vagina to have a foul smell. It could be due to poor hygiene, or after a workout, when you have sweat trapped down there and you do not have your bath, when you do not allow your vagina to breathe. But there's some odor that are very, very unpleasant, and then that you need to see your doctor, like ASAP, because it could be due to infection or something else, you know, that you may need to check out. Basically, our vagina contains a combination of yeast and bacteria. The bacteria keeps the yeast from overgrowing. Yeast infection will happen and will cause your vagina to smell when that balance is disrupted. Now, the balance could be disrupted for a number of reasons. It could be due to your menstruation, it could be due to antibiotics, it could be semen, and it could be douching, you know, when you wash the inside of your vagina, and I'll get to that part later. Number 3 is you are what you eat. If you eat a lot of junk, a lot of crap, you would smell and even taste like crap. Guys, have you noticed when you don't drink a lot of water in a day and you go to the toilet and you see the color of your urine and the smell of your urine, how it looks and smells gross? But when you do take a lot of water in the day and you go to the toilet, your pee is almost clear, like it means your system is clean. That's to show you that what you eat goes down there, you know, and you will taste and smell like that. Drinking a lot of nonsense will raise your pH levels. Sometimes our usual scent goes off when you eat food like garlic or anything that isn't like usually in your diet. It will change the way you taste and smell down there. Food does play an important role in keeping your vagina healthy. There are some certain foods that you can eat that could help you balance the pH level, the smell, and that can give you a healthy looking or healthy smelling vagina. So foods like pineapples, watermelon, cranberries, plain yogurt. You want to take the plain yogurt because plain yogurt has probiotic, which helps to restore the bacterial balance in your vagina. You want to avoid the sugary type of yogurt because those ones will even make your vagina smell more, so it will cause more harm than good. But if you're not the yogurt drinking type, you can take tablets. There are probiotic tablets you can take that will also help to restore the bacterial balance in your vagina. Basically, the bacteria in our vagina helps to prevent yeast and other harmful bacteria in our vagina from causing us infections. And the other thing we need to know as girls is our vagina cleans itself. Guys, please and please do not wash your vagina. It is okay to wash your vulva, but not your vagina. And yes, they are different. So most of us tend to confuse the vulva with our vagina, and yes, they are two different things. The vulva is what most of us refer to our vagina. Basically, the vulva is the outer area, the part where we can see. That's the cervix, you know, the urethra, etc. While the vagina are the parts we can see, the hymen, the cervix, and you know, all of that. So they are two different things. So when you hear people say do not wash your vagina, this is what they mean. They're saying do not wash the insides. You know, it is very risky and it could cause your vagina to have infection, smell. Basically, you do not want to douche. You do not want to wash your vagina, which is the part we don't see, because our vagina cleans itself. It is okay to wash your vulva. Guys, please wash your vulva. I beg, wash it, clean it properly. The best way to clean your vulva is with warm water and unscented soap, because it's mild. Guys, please do not ever think that you can mask the smell of your vagina by using scented soap, because you're only going to cause more harm than good to your vagina. By using unscented soap, you are reducing the risk of getting irritation, dryness, and infection. Guys, please always try to use unscented soap. There are various kind of unscented soap you can use out there. I think the most popular one is Dove. There are other feminine wash that are unscented that you can use to wash, but please do not wash inside. Do not wash your vagina. Guys, please do not do that. You do not want to wash your vagina because our vagina cleans itself with the discharge that comes out and with the acidic pH. So yeah, it's okay to wash your vulva. You want to wash it, like I said before, with warm water and unscented soaps, you know, unscented wipes. You know, use that. Don't use anything that's scented. Guys, I'll prefer, or I would rather, a healthy vagina over a fragrance one. I mean, you do not have to use warm water, but personally, I have my bath with warm water, and I realized that when I use warm water and a gentle soap to wash, it feels more refreshing, guys. It just feels more, I can't explain it, but you should try it if you haven't yet. And when you're washing your vulva, always wash with your hands. Do not use anything harsh on that area because it's very, very sensitive. Always wash, always wipe from front to back, because this will prevent bacteria from your anus in getting in contact with your vagina, because if it does, then you're prone to infection. And the fifth and the last thing that I would say is your vagina can bleach your underwear. Guys, have you ever noticed a bleach-like stain in your underwear, in your panties, well, you can thank your vaginal discharge for that. So many of us were made to believe that our vaginal discharge is gross or is abnormal, but honestly, it's a normal healthy function that indicates your vagina is doing what it's meant to do. Our vaginal discharge is naturally acidic and can leave a yellow or white stain in your underwears or in your panties. You know, the pH level is said to be acidic when it ranges between 3.5 or 3.8 to 4.5. This pH can fluctuate due to different factors such as menstruation, sex, hormones, different things. Well, I've been saying pH since, and some of us don't know what this means. pH basically measures the acidic or alkaline nature of your vagina. So basically, our vaginal discharge increases during ovulation or pregnancy due to increase in cervical mucus, and when it's exposed to air, this can stain our panties, and because of its acidic nature, this can cause like a bleach spot in this area where it just got stained in our panties, and this is perfectly okay. This is to show you that you have a healthy vagina, so it is nothing to worry about. So I remember a few years ago when I first noticed some of my panties had these bleach stains. I thought I was doing something wrong. I thought it was shameful. I couldn't talk about it. Then later I thought maybe it was the soap I was using to wash my panties. I started to change the soap, but that still didn't change. So I was like, what is wrong? Not until a few years later I realized that it was perfectly normal. And I'm like, how come I did not know this? This is why it's so important that we as girls need to create a community. We need to talk about these things, the changes in our body, because most of us think that we're doing something wrong or we smell bad. Meanwhile, it's just normal. If you're tired of your expensive panties always having these bleach stains, you can always buy or use the panty liners to create a barrier between the acidic nature of your vaginal discharge and your expensive panties. So I mean, if that's what you're worried about. So these are some of the few tips I could come up with. There are so many out there. Girls, always do your research, find your community, always trying to find out what is happening to your bodies. I mean, it's okay to talk about these things. Okay to have bleach panties, okay to have a bit of smell, because it's perfectly normal, but always try to take note of when your body changes so you can know if something is wrong and you can see a doctor ASAP. So girls, I hope you guys learned a thing or two from this video. I hope you guys found it very helpful. If you did, please give it a like, share, subscribe and all that jazz, and until next time, bye.